training for the Dubai 10k, which is at the end of October, just as a little bit of a fun race that we're doing with clients. But 5:15 per kilometre, 6.26 miles, which is just over 10k. Get these shoes off and then go and dive in the sea to cool off. See you in a bit. Yeah, that is elite. Right guys, back on the vlog this morning. It's 9 minutes past 6. I've got Mark behind the camera today. Obviously I've been doing most of my vlogs, YouTube content myself over the last year, to be honest, but it's hard to get out a lot of content, so we're committing to doing at least one vlog with Mark a month. So today, I'm gonna run you over the standard Sunday morning routine. It's been the same for as long as I can remember. Sunday run day, you know the drill. So the reason I'm standing outside is just trying to be a little bit quiet because Misha's still asleep because she doesn't want it bad enough. She doesn't want to get up and do a run with me, but literally just gonna put trainers on. I'm gonna run you over my pre-run nutrition and hydration, which really isn't too complex, to be honest. Then we're gonna get in the car. I'm going to drive to Kite Beach. I'm going to do an easy 10k. I'm going to run you over my training structure at the moment because things have changed a little bit over summer. And then we're going to come back to the flat and run you over kind of focus of the business at the moment. And stick around to the end of the video because we're also going to go down to a new cafe and bakery that's just opened in downtown and get an almond croissant, because that's what you've got to do after you run. So stick around for the entire video to see that. If you're new to the channel, my name is Joe. I'm an online coach living out in Dubai. We have a coaching team generally based in the UK, Australia and Dubai. We work with corporate professionals all over the world. I tend to document my business progression, but obviously a lot about my own training and nutrition as well. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to get my trainers on and then I'm going to head out. Obviously it's the 29th of September here in Dubai. It's still really, really hot and humid. So realistically, we need to get this run done before 7:30. Otherwise it's going to be really, really uncomfortable. And obviously, you know the goal of these longer, easy runs is to keep it aerobic, and if it gets too hot and humid, then it's going to send the heart rate through the roof. So, as I say, I'm going to get the trainers on, I'll run you over the stack, and then I'm going to head out now. So I'm only doing 10 to 12k today, I think just 10 to be honest, because I did quite a hard run midweek, which I'll go over in a second. But when I was doing longer runs, obviously hydration, nutrition, fueling is a lot more important, but the 10k, to be honest, will take me just over 55 minutes. So all I'm doing today is gonna have one isotonic gel. I wouldn't usually have that for a 10k, but I'm feeling a little bit hungry this morning, so I'm just gonna have that to kind of sort the appetite out. And what I've got in here is literally just 5 grams of creatine monohydrate and with 2 electrolyte tablets just to get some salts in. So that's literally it. And then probably about 400 ml of water. I don't want any more than that, otherwise I'll be stopped to go to the toilet. So as I say, it would be more complex and there would be more thought put into it if I was doing something like, 15, 20, upwards of 20, 25, 30, but we're not doing that today, so it's relatively simple in terms of nutrition. Just gonna get the trainers on. I'm wearing the Gel Nimbus 26 today. Asics are definitely my favorite running trainers for the easy and the longer runs. I do have another pair here, which I've put a fair few miles through over summer. I think these are the Nova Blast 4s. I think I prefer these, to be honest, and I prefer the look of them, but the brand colours are black and green. So some of the reels I've been putting up on Instagram are green, so I thought I had to get the green ones. But yeah, gonna get these on and we'll get out before it gets too hot. So I thought I'd run you over, well, whilst we're driving to the beach, it's going to be about 10 minutes, gonna run you over my training structure and what I'm doing at the moment. So I did mention in, I think it was my video, maybe 2 videos ago, that I was going to train for the marathon in December, and actually did start training for that, but decided not to do it. Just want to allocate time and energy to other things, like primarily business, and I'm actually wanting to put on a little bit of muscle and gain a little bit of weight for the first time in a few years. So training split at the moment, obviously you will know that if you follow me on Instagram as well, but 4 lifts a week, which is what I've done for the last few years. So 2 upper, 2 lower, with obviously different exercises and different variations on each of the sessions. And then I'm actually just doing 2 runs a week at the moment. So I'm training for the Dubai 10k, which is at the end of October, just as a little bit of a fun race that we're doing with clients. But I've never haven't done a 10k race in about 3.5 years, so I thought it would be fun to do that. So obviously if you want to run a fast 10k, you need to be doing speed work. So I've been doing interval sessions on the treadmill midweek, tend to do those on Wednesdays, and the sessions that I've been doing there tend to be 1 kilometer splits, so like 1 kilometer hard efforts with about 2 minutes rest in between, and then the next you do 1.2, 1.5 and build it all the way up. So next week I've got 2.5k splits, so nice and fast stuff. Really like that stuff. And then obviously it's really important as well to still have a good amount of aerobic work in your routine, so that's what I'm doing today, just an easy longer run. I mean, it's not even long, it's just 10k, and then I have an optional kind of like rest day on a Friday, and if I'm feeling good and I'm not feeling beat up from the rest of the sessions, then I'll either do another easy run, so it's almost like an optional third run, or just some zone 2 work on the assault bike or the static bike and stuff like that. So training volume is definitely down, but what I've noticed is my energy is so much better, just because when I was doing 4 runs a week, I was running upwards of 50k. Half of those kilometers were very, very fast at marathon pace, and I was just fucked, to be honest, for want of a better term. And I was finding that my energy wasn't there for work, calls and things like that. So that's why we switched the focus. But with that being said, I've signed up with a new coach as well myself. Obviously I'm a coach, but I think it's really important that you have a coach as well to hold you accountable. I was working with a previous coach for almost 3 years, and I think when you work with someone for that long, it just kind of runs its course. So signed up with a new guy. We're going to be focusing on building lean muscle tissue, continuing to improve on mobility and things like that, because I have a few kind of long-standing niggles from when I played rugby. And when you do run a lot as well, it's really important to stay on top of that sort of stuff, otherwise injuries can develop and it'll put you out of running long term, obviously, which isn't what I want. So I actually start with him the week after next, so the 7th of October. So all I'm focusing on doing for next week is basically just maintaining, actually just doing a few fun training sessions, exercises I haven't done in a while. And what I'm doing with him is some screening assessments to assess mobility, flexibility. We'll do a few strength tests as well, and I'm going to get some blood work done too, because he is going to help me with nutrition, supplementation as well. So I want to see exactly where I'm at, because obviously there's no point trying to build muscle and starting a new program on poor foundation. So if there's anything that we can correct there in terms of inefficiencies and things like that, hormone wise, we're gonna work on that too. I did get my bloods done in, I think it was probably earlier on this year, at the end of a dieting phase, fat loss phase. So obviously with being natural, when you do diet down, you will notice that hormones take a little bit of a hit. I was doing 20,000 steps a day. I was doing, I think, 2 or 3 runs a week, strength training. Calories were quite low, at around 2,500, which is really, really low for me. So natural testosterone wasn't low, but it was on the lower end of the kind of healthy range. So I think when I get them done next week, it should be a lot higher. And if it's not, then he's going to be helping me elevate that. And because you want that, you want your testosterone to be high, just for day-to-day life, to give you that drive when you're working, and obviously when you're trying to build muscle as well, that's essential. So that's the plan. But this is obviously the final training session of the week, with it being Sunday, so I'm going to get this done. Flies are horrible in Dubai. Just wondering what this is. You get it when it gets so humid in Dubai, because the change in temperature when you go from the aircon so cold into the humidity, sometimes you can get like, it's not even a rash, it just looks a bit weird. So we're working on getting rid of it. So we're going to be looking at, I'm going to do 10k, which is just at the end of Kite Beach, for anyone that knows Dubai well. I think you've got the Sheikh's Island over there. We'll go and have a look at it later on, because I'm going to do the 10k, drop my phone, and then we're going to actually go and dive in the sea at the end, because I'm going to be sweaty. But yeah, I'm going to get it done. I'm going to try and keep it aerobic. So for me, that's trying to keep my heart rate below roughly 153. Should be doable, I reckon, about a 15 minute pace. Anything faster than that in this heat, it'll go too high. The temperature at the moment is 29 degrees, which is not actually too bad for Dubai. So yeah, going to get it done. 6:34, so we should finish at bang on 7:30, I would say, and then we'll go take a dip in the sea. Yeah, I'll run that way and back, so probably like 10 minutes. I'll come back in like 10 minutes. Heart rate about 153, so bang on aerobic, but get dehydrated now, as you can see from the sweat, so I'm gonna have a little bit of water, and then I'm gonna go down that way to the canal and then back. Feeling good though. Can't wait for it to cool down. Forgot my headphones as well, so just me,
That's so
the
bad.
sound of my steps.
How was it?
It was much tougher than I thought it would be. I know I keep going on about it, but the humidity is just mad. It's not even that hot. Like when the sun does start to come out at the end, and that does make it a lot more challenging, but yeah, got it done. Heart rate went out the window after about 6k, like literally. And the average pace for the run was 5:15, and I slowed it right down to about 5:35, but there's nothing you can do when it's like that. If it was a longer run, I would have obviously taken water with me the whole way, but yeah, got it bound. You can see it on the watch there. 5:15 per kilometre, 6.26 miles, which is just over 10k in just under 53 minutes, so that's good. I'm gonna get these shoes off and then go and dive in the sea to cool off. Just gonna take a dip. This is probably my favourite place to run in Dubai, apart from the canal, which is literally just down there, so you can actually run both at the same time, but I'm gonna get trainers off and then jump in. If you've ever been to Dubai, or if you live here, obviously further down is a lot more busy, but up here is pretty quiet, and they don't really like taking cameras down there. So this is almost like its own little private beach here. Wow.
Wow, warm?
It's like warm tap water.
Yeah. Is it good?
Not very deep.
Yeah.
Look at my feet, get those weirdos on Instagram asking for feet pictures. That's actually really nice. It's like cold to the point where it's refreshing, but not too cold. So yeah, gonna go back, stop at a petrol station, and just literally get like an isotonic drink, just because it's obviously part of the post-workout nutrition. Even though it wasn't a very long run, I will have depleted somewhat of my glycogen stores there, so we've got to put carbs and sugar back in the system straight away. Then gonna go home, have a shower. Probably won't have my first proper meal until a little bit later on. I'll get into it later, but I try and keep my nutrition fairly consistent day to day. And obviously was up at 5:30 this morning to do this shoot and run. So I'd usually start eating at about 9:30, 10, and I usually train at about 11. So I'd say we'll get that drink and then push the first meal back a little bit later on. And we've got a little bit of a treat, so we're probably gonna get an almond croissant in an hour or so. We missed the turn off there. Oh no, here we go. Post-workout, especially when we sweat or post-run, electrolytes and carbs are essential. If you don't know this, get to know. I don't think you can buy it in the UK. Pocari Sweat, absolutely unreal. It's there's not many carbs in it, to be honest. I think it's less than 100 calories per 500 ml, but it tastes amazing. I think it's big in barley as well, so would recommend Pocari Sweat. I thought I'd just talk about like moving to Dubai. I actually get so many questions when I put like a poll up on Instagram with people asking about what Dubai is like. Do I like it? I must have like over 500 online coaches following me. Lots of people that want to move over, and people that have followed me for a long time. I did actually do a video about my online coaching journey about just over a year ago. It's on the channel if you want to go back on that, and it explains everything. But I would say Dubai overall, love it, like probably 9.5 out of 10. I think the only things, which is what I mentioned in my story on Instagram about what I kind of dislike about it, would obviously be the weather. In summer it's just ridiculous, so humid. Me and Mark were talking about it before, it makes your skin much worse as well, just because of the temperature, and obviously it's quite a polluted city as well. But overall it's amazing. I think the things that I like the most about it would be, obviously, for the majority of the year, apart from summer, the weather's amazing. You can guarantee it's going to be sunny pretty much every single day. I think the environment is great. There's a lot of very driven entrepreneurial people here. I think it attracts those sort of people just because it's obviously a very expensive place to live, which is probably a downside, which I'll get onto in a second. But yeah, like the people that you can meet here are unlike, I would say, anyone that I've met like anywhere else really. Like there's just a lot of, as I say, entrepreneurial people who are very driven, all working towards something, got their own businesses and stuff like that. And I like to be around those sort of people. I know a few people would find that, you know, quite intimidating and stuff like that, but I think it's good if you're trying to push your business. But another con would obviously be the fact that it's expensive, but I think every major city at the moment is expensive, like London, New York, obviously Dubai, and some of the other ones in the UK and America as well. I think the big one as well would be rent. So obviously when you come over and you live here, people are always wondering, you know, should I Airbnb, should I get a lease? It's not like the UK. I think in the UK you'd be able to get an apartment and just pay monthly. Obviously it's probably less expensive as well, whereas in Dubai you need to sometimes pay for the whole year up front for an apartment, put down deposit, so it's a huge amount of money. And obviously you're kind of like locking yourself into a longer term. But apart from that, I absolutely love it. I've been here just over 2 years now. I moved in September 2022 and it's almost October 2024 now. I feel like I'm fully settled now, and I feel like I will probably be here for the next few years. Obviously another massive plus as well is it is income tax free, which is a big one for people setting up business here. So overall I would say I love it. This is where we live, just next to Burj, literally over there, just one of those buildings. Absolutely amazing. Moved here almost a year ago. Best decision ever. My mentor said to me, you know, you're working very hard, business is going pretty well, you need to get yourself a nice place. So I got myself a place in downtown last December. It's a 1-bed, but obviously Misha decided to move in, so we're going to need to get a 2-bed in a couple of months, but we've got 2 more months here now. Right, so back, showered. We've just been having a look at the photos from today. Really pleased with these. These are going to be going on Instagram, breaking Instagram, getting us lots of free followers. But we have a visitor. Well, not a visitor. She actually lives here now. Do you want to give a 30-second intro of yourself?
Oh, that's what do I say?
Who What's your name?
Who are you? What do you do?
I'm the best thing that ever happened to Joe.
Bold claim. Bold claim. It's Misha, my girlfriend. She's actually been in a few of the vlogs, but we're doing like a re-intro for the channel. But we're going to go across the road because there is a new cafe that has opened, and we love an almond croissant, so we're going to go and sample that, and we'll give it a rating out of 10, and then we're going to end the video there because it's getting on a little bit. But yeah, we're going to go down there. Right, final bit of the video here. We're gonna have a taste test. Misha, you go first. Or you go first. They warmed them up a little bit as well. Should be unreal. Yeah? What would you rate it out of 10?
That's like a solid 9 out of 10.
A 9.5?
9.
All right. Yeah, that is elite. So we're going to end the video here. Enjoy this, but thank you for watching. As I said at the start, we're going to be getting Mark involved at least once a month to make sure we get some high quality edits, and I'll be picking up the slack with the rest of the vlogging. But yeah, I'm going to finish this off. Thank you.